the most beautiful royal jewelry in the jewelry world. Marie Antoinette's necklace. A necklace of many white diamonds with a total weight of 8.05 carats and two extremely rare yellow diamonds weighing 5.24 carats, as well as a pink diamond, opens the ranking of the most expensive royal jewels. Its cost is $3.7 million. The Emerald Peru of Queen Adelaide of Sardinia, also known as Adelheid, was a luxurious set of jewelry that included a tiara, necklace, bodice and a pair of earrings. This parure had a rich history and went through several owners and events. In 1841, King Charles Albert of Sardinia purchased the Emerald Peru from the Viennese jeweler Del Sotto for the marriage agreement between Archduchess Maria Adelaide of Austria and his son, the Duke of Savoy. The future King Victor Emmanuel II. The parure has become a symbol of this agreement. However, no portrait of Queen Adelaide depicts her in this miniature. Instead, she presented it to her daughter-in-law Margherita of Savoy on the occasion of her wedding to Prince Umberto, the future King of Italy. Umberto the. In the center of the original tiara was a square-cut emerald encased in a diamond-shaped frame. There were 3 oval emeralds and 3 smaller square emeralds around it. Perhaps there were pearls in the tiara as well. The Emerald Peru necklace consisted of 5 square-cut emeralds connected by 3 rows of pearls. The centerpiece of the necklace was a large rectangular emerald weighing 47.7 carats. This item could be worn as a brooch. Countess of Athlons Tiara, the story of the jewelry associated with Princess Alice. The diamond and pearl tiara was a wedding gift from King Edward VII and Queen Alexandra to Princess Alice when she married Arthur of Connaught, the future Earl of Athlone. It was a significant event in the life of the young couple, and the tiara became a symbol of their love and happiness. From the first days of her marriage, Princess Alice wore a tiara, but over time, fashion changed, and the decoration underwent changes in the style of wearing. Initially, the tiara was placed high on the head, visually decreasing and getting lost in the hairstyle. However, as fashion evolved, Alice started wearing a tiara on her forehead like a bandeau. This made it possible to fully examine the design of the jewelry and gave it a special sophistication. The Countess of Athlon's tiara has not been seen in public since the 1930s. It is unknown whether she was sold or still remains in the family. However, this piece of jewelry continues to arouse interest and admiration due to its history and connection with Princess Alice. The Duchess of WIs Jewelry, which is estimated at $12.4 million. This precious accessory is a real piece of jewelry art. The bracelet is made in the shape of a leopard and is decorated with a variety of precious stones, rubies, sapphires, diamonds, and emeralds. The work on this masterpiece was entrusted to the famous Cartier jewelry house, which is famous for its craftsmanship and impeccable taste. The Duchess of Windsor, also known as Wallis Simpson, was one of the most famous and controversial figures of the 20th century. Her affair with the future King Edward VIII led to the abdication of the monarch from the throne in order to be able to marry her. This act caused shock and condemnation in society, but also admiration for the power of their love. The bracelet, which bears the name of the Duchess of Windsor, has become a symbol of their passionate relationship and a sign of their unique style. This jewelry not only emphasizes the exquisite taste of its owner, but also reminds that love can overcome any obstacles. Anita Delgado was a famous dancer who captured the hearts of the audience with her skill and beauty. She performed on the stages of different countries, and her name was known far beyond the borders of Spain. One day, she received an unusual gift, a necklace which was supposed to be a symbol of her transition to a new status. This necklace was given to Anita Delgado when she became a princess in the ancient Indian kingdom of Cabbage. It was made of diamonds, emeralds, and rock crystals, which gave it a unique luster and radiance. This decoration was so luxurious that many considered it a real work of art. However, despite all its beauty and value, the necklace aroused contradictory feelings in Anita Delgado. She understood that this jewelry was a symbol of her new status, but at the same time, she could not forget that it once adorned the neck of Prince Caporal's beloved elephant. There are many bright and memorable personalities in the history of Italy, one of which is undoubtedly Queen Mary. She was not only a ruler, but also a famous collector who was famous for her love of beautiful jewelry. One of the most famous and impressive items in her collection was a diamond necklace created by the famous jeweler Van Cleef. This necklace was a real work of art, decorated with many diamonds and emeralds. It attracted the eyes and was admired by all who saw it. But apart from its beauty, this necklace also had an interesting story related to the life and fate of Queen Mary. Queen Maria was the last ruler of Italy, who ruled the country from 1946 to 1946. She was known for her beauty, intelligence, and strong character. She was also a very loving mother and wife who always tried to be close to her loved ones. But apart from her family responsibilities, Queen Mary was also interested in art and collecting. She collected paintings, sculptures, and of course jewelry. Her collection was one of the richest and most impressive in Europe. In the history of European monarchies, there are many amazing stories about jewels belonging to royal families. One of these stories is the story of the tiara and brooch of Queen Maria of Romania, which still inspire admiration and surprise with their beauty and sophistication. The tiara, decorated with stunning gems and pure gold, was one of Queen Mary's most beloved pieces of jewelry. She wore it to special events and official receptions. Emphasizing her status and greatness, the tiara has become a symbol of royalty and wealth, as well as evidence of the Queen's love of jewelry. Special attention in this story is paid to a brooch in the form of a mussel shell made by Fabergé specifically for Queen Mary. The brooch is decorated with her initials and is a real piece of jewelry. It is made of white gold and decorated with diamonds, emeralds, and pearls. The brooch has the shape of a mussel shell, which is a symbol of purity and harmony. Both jewels, the tiara and the brooch, were made by famous jewelers of their time and are real masterpieces of jewelry art. They reflect the wealth and luxury of the Romanian royal family, as well as the taste and style of Queen Maria. The Josephine Tiara, created by the talented jeweler Marie-Etienne Nito, has become one of the most famous and exquisite jewelry in history. This masterpiece of jewelry was presented by Napoleon to his wife Josephine on her coronation day in 1804. The tiara adorned the head of the Empress of France, becoming a symbol of her power and greatness. Marie-Etienne Nito was the founder of the famous jewelry house Chaumet, which continues to create exquisite jewelry today. To create the tiara, he used the best materials and precious stones to make it a truly royal piece of jewelry. The tiara was made of white gold and decorated with a variety of diamonds, sapphires, and emeralds. It had a complex structure consisting of several tiers and decorative elements. In total, more than 1,000 precious stones were used in the decoration, which made it truly unique and luxurious. Wedding traditions of the Victorian era developed during the reign of Queen Victoria. There were a lot of unusual things, such as sometimes girls didn't wear white, but blue, olive, pink, and even black dresses. But one of the most interesting traditions was paired wedding bracelets with buckles of various shapes. Often, such bracelets were given to his fiancée by the groom, and one was for the engagement, and the girl started wearing it from that day on. And the second one is on the wedding day. After the wedding, girls usually wore them on the wrists of both hands. Sometimes they ordered paired bracelets from a jeweler to be worn by two sisters who were getting married at the same time as a symbol of their kinship. Paired wedding bracelets were a family heirloom and were inherited. They symbolized the love and devotion between spouses, as well as the bond between generations. The bracelets were decorated with precious stones, enamel, engraving, and other decorative elements, which made them real works of jewelry. The history of the famous Arot Diamonds is closely related to the history of the famous Westminister Tiara. This precious head cleaning attracts the attention of collectors and jewelry connoisseurs all over the world. The Arot Diamonds were originally set into the tiara as a gift from the Marquis of Grosvenor, Marquis of Westminster, to his wife. These diamonds got their name from one of the three Arcot nabobs who ruled the Indian Principality of Carnatic in the period 1761 to 1818. In 1930, the second Duke of Westminster commissioned the installation of the Arot Diamonds, along with the Hastings diamond and 1,421 smaller diamonds, into the famous Westminster Tiara, created by the famous Parisian jeweller La Cloche Frères for the Duke's wife Lolia. Thus, 1,424 diamonds were collected in it. However, as early as 1959, the third Duke of Westminster was forced to sell the Westminster Tiara with Arcot diamonds to cover inheritance tax. It was auctioned by Sotheby's in London and bought by jeweller Harry Winston for £110,000. Harry Winston decided to recut some of the diamonds to improve their appearance. The Arot diamond was reduced to 31.01 carats, the Arot II diamond to 18.85 carats. Thanks to the new cut, the diamonds have gained additional clarity and brightness. These diamonds were already installed in 2 different rings, which were sold to 2 American buyers from Texas in 1959 and 1960, respectively. The tiara was bought by the wife of an American millionaire, Mrs. Rose Movius Palmer, 1909 to 2003. However, the previously created diamond compositions, like the missing Hastings diamond, were replaced with large turquoise. A unique bracelet that once belonged to the Spanish Queen Ana, Victoria Eugenia, was put up for sale at Sotheby's. This exquisite piece of jewelry made of gold, decorated with enamel, pearls and diamonds, was created in the 1920s by the Cartier fashion house. The bracelet is a real work of art that impresses with its beauty and craftsmanship. It is designed in the Cartier night style, which is characterized by the use of dark colors such as black, dark blue and dark green, as well as the play of light and shadow. The enamel inserts on the bracelet create the effect of a night sky studded with stars, and the diamonds sparkle like distant galaxies. The bracelet has a special meaning for the Spanish royal family, as it was given to Queen Ina as a sign of love and devotion. It symbolizes the elegance, sophistication, and luxury that were inherent in the Spanish royal court at the beginning of the 20th century. The Cartier bracelet with enamel, pearls, and diamonds has become a real jewel in the collection of Queen Ina. It emphasized her status and position in society, and also served as a reminder of the love and support she received from her loved ones. The Seavoy pearl tiara is an exquisite piece of jewelry that attracts attention with its beauty and elegance. She has a long history and is associated with several prominent women of the royal family. The tiara was created at the beginning of the 20th century and originally belonged to Elena of Montenegro, Queen of Italy. She was known for her impeccable taste and love of jewelry. Elena wore the tiara at official events and special occasions, where she always attracted attention with her beauty and sophistication. After Elena's death, the tiara passed to her granddaughter, Princess Maria Gabriella of Savoy. The princess was also known for her impeccable taste and love of jewelry. She continued to wear the tiara at official events and special occasions. Then the tiara passed to the daughter of Princess Maria Gabriella, Maria Elizabeth. Maria was also known for her impeccable taste and love of jewelry. She continued to wear the tiara at official events, where it always attracted attention with its beauty and sophistication. There is a mysterious story in the history of the Spanish royal family related to Princess Eulalia's pearl tiara. This story reminds us of how quickly life can change, and that even the most valuable things can be lost forever. Eulalia was the youngest daughter of Queen Isabella II of Spain and the sister of King Alfonso XII. She married Infante Antonio of Spain in 1886. And in honor of this event, she was presented with a pearl tiara. The tiara was made by the Spanish jeweler Delgado from 1,422 diamonds of various sizes, 68 pearls, and 7 large pear-shaped pearls. It was a luxurious piece of jewelry that Eulalia immediately liked. She posed in it for numerous portraits after the wedding, although, according to sources, it was very difficult to wear it. Unfortunately, the fate of the pearl tiara turned out to be sad. When the Spanish monarchy found itself in a precarious position in 1931, King Alfonso XIII was forced to leave the country, and Spain declared itself a republic. The entire royal family, including Eulalia, was forced to flee. In a hurry, Eulalia left her jewelry collection in Spain. When she tried to pick it up later, it turned out that the collection had been stolen. Unfortunately, most of the items, including the pearl tiara, were never found. Countess House Frang tiara is an exquisite and unique piece of jewelry that has a rich history. It was probably created during the marriage of the third wife of the fourth Earl of Howe, Richard Curzon, in June 1883. Since then, the tiara has been passed down from generation to generation in the Curzon family, the Counts of Howe. One of the parts of the tiara could have been created in the 18th century, and the other in the 19th century. This makes the decoration even more valuable and interesting to study. The tiara consists of 2 parts, the upper one, which is a fringe of graduated rays, and the lower one, which is a belt. One of the first owners of the tiara was Georgiana, Viscountess Curzon, sister of the 6th Earl Howe. She wore the top of the tiara at a ball in 1897, probably around her neck. This suggests that the decoration was quite large and heavy. Georgiana's sister-in-law, Lady Mary Curzon, also wore a tiara, but with a lower belt. She posed for a portrait at Bassano Studios in London in 1928, showing off the jewellery. The next owner of the tiara was the daughter of the 5th Earl of Howe, Lady Sarah Curzon. She wore fringes at her wedding to racing driver Piers Courage in London in 1966. However, in recent years, the tiara has not appeared in public, and there have even been rumours about its sale. Nevertheless, there is hope that the jewellery is still in the family. Many hoped that the granddaughter of the 6th Earl of Howe, Cressida Bonus, would wear the tiara to her wedding, which took place in July 2020. However, this did not happen. To better understand the history of this tiara, it is necessary to refer to the era of Queen Victoria. She had a happy marriage, a faithful husband, 15 children, and a collection of diamonds. The most famous of them, the 5 Arot Diamonds, weighed about 38 carats. After the death of Queen Charlotte, wife of King George IV, a scandal broke out. She bequeathed all her diamonds to Rundle and Bridge jewellers, but her son George IV believed that all his parents' property should belong to him. He took the jewels for himself. After the death of George IV, the throne passed to his brother William IV, who returned the diamonds to their rightful owner. However, during this period, the first fringe was created for his wife, Queen Consort Adelaide of Saxe, Meiningen. This jewellery became the forerunner of the tiara that Elizabeth II wears today. The tiara belonging to the Queen of Great Britain is known as the Frangipane. It was created by the Garrard Jewellery House in 1936 for the coronation of George VI and Elizabeth Bowes-Lyon. The tiara consists of several rows of diamonds and pearls, which form an exquisite pattern. It is decorated with flowers, made of diamonds and pearls, as well as pearl pendants. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, subscribe to the channel and like it. Thanks.